They're playing basketball
all around the world. To the beach, y'all.
Welcome back to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, to America's finest high school holiday basketball tournament, the Beach Ball Classic. I'm Alan Smothers courtside with Frank Barnhill for tonight's final game and the final first-round matchup, and one that is going to pit two of America's finest individual players, the #1 player in each of their respective classes. The #1 junior in the nation is Luke Kennard from Franklin, Ohio. The Wildcats come in with a 6-0 record, and Frank, Luke Kennard, you just saw him on screen, scored 41 points in his last outing, has not scored less than 33 points in a game this year, and is averaging over 40 points a game this season.
And scored 51 to break the school record, which was set by his uncle, so a very athletic family.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, he's a great basketball player. Look forward to seeing a lot from him tonight.
And on the other side of the coin, the Mullins Auctioneers from South Carolina come in with a 7-3 record, and the #1 ranked player in the freshman class in America, Jalik Felton, the 6'4 freshman, scored 31 points in his last outing as they downed Richland Northeast at the Chick-fil-A Classic on Monday, and Jalik is averaging over 30 points a game as a 9th grader.
Yeah, and he's really just coming into his own. I mean, and you said it, 9th grader, he's averaging 30 points. It's just, the sky is the limit for him right now.
And each of these teams have secondary players. I hope they don't consider themselves that, but for the Mullins Auctioneers, it's Alex Brown, the 6'4 senior. He's probably going to go to a low Division I or Division II team after this season. And for Franklin, it's Evan Crow. He is the only other player on this Franklin team that played in the Beach Ball Classic last year.
That's right. And so it's going to be a lot of interesting dynamics, especially with that team. Like you said, the only 2 players that even played on that team last year, and they've got to play around them. But that's a good 2 to start with.
Well, they certainly are, and I'm really looking forward to seeing one of my favorite players ever in this Beach Ball Classic. I've been here for 27 years of the 33 that they have played here at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center and at Socastee High School many years ago. I missed the first 6. No one will ever surpass Kenny Anderson, in my mind, as the greatest player that ever performed at the Beach Ball Classic. But Luke Kennard doesn't miss the top 5, I don't think.
You know, Coach Bales had an interesting story, Alan. He said, you know, we went to Ann Arbor, Michigan for a camp when he was in the 8th grade, and they said, Coach, you got anybody who we might want to look at? And he said, well, you might think I'm crazy, but there's a kid who's an 8th grader. We think he's pretty special. By the 3rd day, all of the coaches were looking, and Michigan was on him ever since. So he's a special, special player.
Well, Luke Kennard was the most outstanding player of the 2012 Beach Ball Classic, and he's back here in 2013, and with all or any luck at all, we'll have him back for 2014 as well. He's only a junior, and last year when the Franklin Wildcats came to Myrtle Beach, no one knew about the 6'5", kind of skinny white kid freshman that blew the doors off this tournament last year and became a crowd favorite.
Yeah, and he's one of the all-time favorites. I just think this matchup is just delectable tonight. This is one of the great ones, and you've seen them all, but this is one of the great ones, I think.
There's no question about it. We've had some great individual matchups through the years. Danny Ferry and Jeff Lebo went head-to-head. We had Sebastian Telfair and Raymond Felton go head-to-head, and we've even had some prior to that. Kenny Anderson, and I believe one of the players from Macomber Whitney in Ohio, and his name is escaping me right now, but through the years, we've had some great individual matchups, and I don't think any of them will top tonight. Jalik Felton and the Mullins Auctioneers and Luke Kennard and the Franklin Wildcats. I can't wait to get this one underway. Both teams have retreated, or at least Mullins is on their end of the court. Franklin has retreated to the bench, and when we get this one underway, you will see 2 of the greatest players in high school basketball, bar none. So let's, in here in a couple of minutes, we'll send it over to Sinclair Swan and let him give you the starting lineups for tonight's game. But let's give you a couple of facts about each of these teams. Mullins comes in off a win in their final Chick-fil-A Classic game, 59-58 over Richland Northeast. Franklin got a win over Eaton High School in Ohio. He's averaging, Luke Kennard, averaging 41 points per game. He scored 41, pulled down 18 rebounds, and added several assists in their 89-51 win over Eaton last week before they came to Myrtle Beach. And Coach Brian Bales, who I've become very close to in the 2 years that they are here, also had won 47 of their last 52 games, and they've won 27 straight league games in Ohio. And it's time now for the starting lineups, so let's send it across the floor to Sinclair Swan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to America's finest high school holiday basketball tournament.
Not getting it. Well,
From Beach, South Carolina, this contest features the visiting Franklin, Ohio Wildcats and the Mullins, South Carolina Auctioneers. The starting lineup for the Wildcats. Under head coach Brian Bales, assisted by Stephen Crow, Brent Rambo, Robbie Rose, Josh Taylor, and Dave Wallace. They bring a perfect 7-0 record to this contest. Here's starting lineup. Wearing number 1, a 6'4" junior, Austin Diavol. A 6'5" junior wearing number 10, Luke Kennard. A 6'3" junior wearing number 23, Evan Crow. A 6'1" junior wearing number 24, Matt Thompson. And a 6'1" senior wearing number 15, Alan Watkins. And now for the Mullins Auctioneers. Under head coach Mark Gerard, assisted by Jimmy Vereen, Herman Waters, Eric Troy, and Sean Brunson, they bring a 7-win and 3-loss record to the contest. Their starting lineup: a 5'9" sophomore wearing number 4, Nizan Powell. A 6'4" senior wearing number 20, Alex Brown. A 6'1" senior wearing number 23, Malik McGill. A 6'5" sophomore wearing number 32, Javarius Smith. And a 6'4" freshman wearing number 5, Jalik Felton. Your officials for this contest: lead official Mr. Roscoe Campbell, Mr. Kevin Brown, and Mr. Jake Rosick.
appreciate that, Swanee. Your starting lineups for Mullins again: Nizan Powell, Jalik Felton, Alex Brown, Malik McGill, who we're going to have to keep an eye on. He had stomach flu today, and he said he's ready to go. So we'll take his word for it at the beginning, but the head coaching staff will keep an eye on him throughout this one. And Javaris Smith for Franklin, it's Austin Dalaboa, Luke Kennard, Alan Watkins, Evan Crow, and Matt Thompson. And jumping it up will be Luke Kennard, obviously, for Franklin, and it'll be Alex Brown, the senior for Mullins, and Roscoe Campbell will be the man who tosses it up in the center circle, and we are set for the final first-round matchup: Franklin, Ohio, and Mullins, South Carolina. And it's controlled to the Wildcats. They're wearing the all-black jerseys tonight, red numerals and white trim for Mullins. They're in the home white with blue numbers and red trim, and a 3 to start the ball game off from Evan Crow.
Easy stroke, Evan Crow.
We've talked a lot about Jalik and Luke. We'll hear from Alex and Evan before this one is through. There's Jalik. Jalik Felton is the nephew, by the way, of Raymond Felton of the New York Knicks. And he's going to light one up from three-point distance.
Wow.
Bingo! Back-to-back triples.
Made it look easy, like he was almost asleep.
He is as smooth as silk, as is this guy, Luke Kennard, their 6'6" point guard, who is also the quarterback on the football team. And here's a drive baseline right, rebounded to Mullins. Ahead, Jalik Felton leaves it for Evan, or make that Malik McGill, and McGill misses the bunny.
And Luke Kennard down with the rebound. He's averaging 10 rebounds a game.
That's right. He had 18 on his last outing. And here's a pull-up jumper baseline left. For Franklin, they jump in front 5-3 now. Malik loaded the gun for three, put it on the floor once and kicks it out for a wing J. And Luke Kennard leads the break for Franklin. He leaped in the air for a three, let go of it, and then he fires it down as he gets it back on the right point.
Yeah, that was an amazing play for him not to make a mistake, and he got a hand on the ball by the defender, then made the pass.
And this building is going to explode with each and every outstanding play. Look at that wraparound pass.
He's such an amazing passer.
Here's a three from deep on the left. That was from NBA distance by Alex Brown. Here's Luke Kennard for three. This one too long, and it's rebounded to Felton. Felton ahead to Alex Brown, and Brown is fouled.
Gets an and one.
So Alex Brown opens the ball game with a bucket. And Mullins staying within a shot.
Yeah, you saw it earlier, and you alluded to it. Felton, fantastic passing player.
He can put it on the floor. He likes to slash to the hole. And here's a three-point play completed by Alex Brown. And Luke Kennard is going to let Evan Crow direct the offense this time. Crow angles left with the dribble. Ball screen at the top from Luke. Backdoor cut by Kennard, and a no-hand jam.
He can do it all.
A little give and go right there. Gave the ball screen. Pick and roll to the hole. Jalik thought about one from 24 feet, but puts it down, dribbles into the foul circle, gets it away to Brown.
Crow almost had the steal.
Loose ball picked up by Powell. Now Jalik from two-point distance and gets fouled by Evan Crow.
You know, Kennard is such an athlete. I've heard Coach K has said he could play anywhere for Duke one day, privately, except at center. That's great.
Yeah, well, we didn't hear him say that.
No, we didn't hear him say that.
That's secondhand information.
That's right.
And Jalik Felton hits the front end of a two-shot foul. Jake Rosick whistled it on Evan Crow. Second shot is airborne, and bullseye. 10-8 Franklin.
He makes it look effortless, doesn't he, really?
Everything is effortless for Jalik. Only a ninth grader. Here they are, head-to-head. One-on-one, into the hole. Kick out. Thought about a three. Nice move by Dalaboa. Three on the way for Evan Crow, and he nails it from distance.
2 for 2 from three.
Evan Crow's got a very nice shot, southpaw. And Franklin extends the lead to 5. Mullins up top. That's Alex Brown. Brown too strong on the three-point shot. Now Crow brings it across the timeline. Whips it left side to Matt Thompson. Thompson between the wheels. Dribbles up to the head of the key. Off to Kennard. Back to Crow. They were screaming backdoor, but Alex Brown was ready for it that time. But Kennard, dribble penetration along the right baseline and shot just a bit short. Nice bullet pass across the paint. And a pull-up jumper, little hanging one-hander for Alex Brown.
Alex Brown's a pretty impressive player, actually.
He is. And he'll be playing somewhere next year at the college level for sure. 6'4" senior. And this three was partially blocked. And that'll belong to Mullins.
Well,
I take that back. Yeah, they did. It'll belong to Franklin after this media timeout. With 11:54 to play in the first half, We've got a good one going. 13-10. Franklin holds on to the lead, and they'll have the ball when we return to the 33rd Annual Beach Ball Classic on HTC Sports.
My LTE smartphone from HTC Wireless connects me to friends and family faster than ever with 4G connection speed. And that means faster shopping, sharing on Facebook, uploading photos and videos wherever, whenever. And when my family needs more data on all of our phones and tablets, HTC has a plan for that, connecting me with the things that mean the most.
Switch to HTC member connections and save up to $1,000 over 2 years. Call 369-8968.
HTC. This is life. Connect with it.
Your trees are beautiful, but you're going to have a problem when all those pretty leaves fall. But you could call the man. 845-2760 is the number, so give him a call.
And I'll take care of you.
Be a part of Myrtle Beach Madness. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South.
Franklin starts out hot. 56% right now from the floor, 5 of 9. Mullins is 3 of 7, 43%, but both teams doing damage from outside the arc, Frank.
Oh, Evan Crow leading the way, 2 for 2 from 3 points. He's got 8 points altogether to lead the way.
Luke Kennard with a hanging one-hander. Ducked underneath the defender and scores it from right in front of the bucket.
The good thing about him, obviously, is a great player. He can score from anywhere, really.
He really can. I mean, he gets off the bus, he's in range.
Yeah, there he goes.
And Luke with a steal all the way to the bucket and missed the one-handed flush. Too hard that time. Maybe he was too close.
You know, he stood there under the basket in huge disappointment.
Yeah, he was in shock that he missed. I think it's still preying on him a little bit.
Yeah, he's phased for a moment anyway. Won't last long.
No. Nizon Powell swings it right and then comes left to Jalik Felton. Felton trying to get it into the low post, but they're working the high post. Nobody setting up down low right now. Mullins from the arc. 3 in the air, too strong. Battle for it. And Roscoe Campbell.
Maybe an over the back. Let's see.
Calls a foul on Austin Dalaboa. So Dalaboa was fighting for the rebound and gets whistled for the foul. And Brian Bales, Mark Gerald, 2 of my closest friends in coaching, got very close to Coach Bales last year, and I've known Mark Gerald for nigh on 25 years. And here's a 3. Again, Mullins not shy from the bonus sphere.
I'll tell you, when Alex Brown puts up a three-pointer, it's a rainbow.
Austin Dalaboa kicks it outside for Matt Thompson, and Thompson reverses a pass left to Kennard, fakes the handoff. As I told you, he's a quarterback on the football team too.
Yep.
And being recruited in that sport. He could play quarterback at the next level if he wanted. One of my favorite pictures I've seen of late is Roy Williams, Bill Self, and Thad Matta all standing in the end zone watching him play quarterback.
Yeah, Charlie Strong wants him at quarterback right now at Louisville. So
Luke to the lane and up off the glass. He knifed all the way to the hole. He's got handles. He's got a shot. He rebounds.
He's got a complete game.
I mean,
really.
he is a complete basketball player and still got another year of high school. Here's a Jalik Felton 3. It's batted around, out of bounds. It'll belong to Mullins. No, it'll stay with Franklin. No, it'll stay with Mullins. Excuse me. I thought Franklin said they had possession, but Mark Gerald, who I'm sure we'll get a good shot of in a moment with his ever-present bow tie. And Mark is just a great guy. Has been battling cancer for the past 3 years, Frank. And he goes in for his regular chemotherapy treatments. There's Mark. And has to miss a game every now and then because the chemotherapy treatments kick your butt for about 3 or 4 days.
Yep. But he's done a great job. Yep. Great job at Mullins.
He has been there a long time. And has coached some great players through the years, including his own son. And there's Brian Bales. Bales His son is not quite high school age yet, but he's all about basketball. I was over here at practice this morning with him at 9 a.m., and that little joker, he loves the game of basketball.
He was all over it, wasn't he?
Yes,
Yeah.
he does. They got 3 generations of Bales here. Granddad is a referee in Ohio and a super guy. Had a lot of fun talking to him as well. Here's Luke Kennard again. Triple from the top of the key.
Well, he's just racking up the points, and it's, you know, it just happens, and all of a sudden he'll be in double digits.
I know. Both Jalik and Luke, in the blink of an eye, they've got 8, 10 points like that. Quietly as well. Good steal by Jake Daniels. Wow. Loses the ball. Wow. Kennard.
They're going to call the foul first.
Spins it in the hole, but the foul was on the floor. So it'll be a common foul against Mullins.
Kennard was not afraid to get physical there going after that ball.
No, he ripped it right out of the hands of the auctioneer.
You know, Coach Bales said after he scored those 51 points, the next practice, he won all the drills and led all the stuff that they were doing in practice.
Yeah, they tried to goad me into getting in their half-court shooting contest.
Evan Crow hasn't missed tonight.
Crow is lighting things up for Franklin. He's getting as many accolades as Luke Kennard is.
Yeah, he's got 10 points so far. Wow. Kennard's not afraid to shoot with someone draped all over him. It was a little awkward shot, but it was still doable.
Luke will go to the line, and coaches Rambo and Rose
What
told
a
me
name,
last
Coach
night.
Rambo.
Oh, it's great. Absolutely. Brent Rambo, Stephen Crow. I believe that is Evan's brother and not his dad. That's an assistant coach on the team. Robbie Rose, Josh Taylor, and Dave Wallace. But Coach Rambo and Coach Rose told me that they have their end of practice half-court shooting contest, and it's always won by either Coach Bales or Luke Kennard.
Wow.
Luke can stroke them from, 60 feet? Thereabouts, 50 feet?
So you didn't want to get in on that?
No, I
Okay.
said no. No, I begged off.
You didn't want to show them up.
Yeah, that's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Missed shot by Mullins. Puts Franklin on the offensive end again. Nice ball screen set by Dalaboa, as if Luke needs it. 3 in the air, 2 short this time. And back the other way, Jalik Felton. Bullets a pass into the right corner. Back out for a 3. This one's on target. Good-looking shot right there by Paul Stackhouse. 5'10" senior.
And Stackhouse can shoot the 3.
Yep, left-hander too, and as is Luke Kennard. He can shoot with either hand. I think he likes the left best. And that time a little bit long. Underhand laser to the left side, and Luke picked the pocket, but then gave it right back. Here's Stackhouse to the hole with the left hand.
Nice plays by Stackhouse, 2 in a row.
Yeah. One from the bonus sphere and then one from point blank range.
You know, Nizon Powell had a nice pass out of the lane just now. When you got a great player on your team, sometimes some of that rubs off on the other players too.
Jordan Adletta in the ball game for the first time. Sets up in the high post. Get it to Dalaboa. Spin to the hole. Nobody there, and he takes it all the way to the right.
Well, nobody thought he was going to be going.
Yeah. They thought for all the world he was going to hand off to number 10.
Yes.
That's in the playbook. That one is not, I don't think.
That's right.
Here's a turnaround by Brown. A one-handed jump hook.
That nice left-handed shot.
A lot of southpaws here in this tournament. Here's a dribble drive baseline, stopping the short corner, then arching one over the top to Luke. Kennard fakes a pass into the paint, gets the ball screen from Adletta.
He's got a little height difference there.
Yep. Luke pirouettes to the hole, takes it baseline, and then got fouled. Coach Gerald goes, where was that?
Jalik was looking for a push-off.
Yeah, I didn't see that foul, Coach Gerald says. But we got a timeout on the floor with 6:46 to play, and Franklin holding steadfast to that 6-point lead as you watch the final game of the first round of the 33rd annual Beach Ball Classic, America's finest high school holiday basketball tournament on HTC Sports.
fans today to attend the Big South Basketball Championships. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South.
My HTC digital cable service connects me to my favorite shows and new release movies with video on demand, so I can watch what I want, when I want. And I can choose from more than 200 channels, including digital cable sports. I'll never miss a play for my favorite team in any season. With HTC, it's a win-win, because HTC connects me with the things that mean the most.
Primetime on demand, including ABC, available free with any HTC set-top box. Call 369-8961.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Through the first 9 minutes, it's the Kennard and Crow Show. 13 points for Luke Kennard, 10 for Evan Crow. And Kennard also has a couple of rebounds. Top scorer for Mullins is Alex Brown with 9. But we've had more shots from beyond the arc than we have from inside the stripe there, Frank.
And Kennard's 13. He just can sneak up on you like a snake. 13 already.
Yeah, they have 23 points of Franklin's 25. So definitely the Kennard and Crow Show. I like that name.
Yeah,
the Kennard and Crow Show.
Sounds like a radio show that's top 25.
Certainly does. And Jalik Felton backs up near the center jump circle. And now he takes it to the left point, gets double teamed, wraps a pass around 2 defenders, outside for 3. Mullins is living in the bonus sphere.
Alex Brown hasn't seen a shot he can't take.
That is the 10th three-point shot taken by Mullins. They've only made 2 of them, but 8 taken by Franklin. They're 500 from that distance.
Wow.
Here's another steal by Franklin. Lead pass. Jalik Felton got a hand on it. Kick out, 3-point shot, too strong. Luke rebound. Kennard to the hole, gets fouled, puts it up and in. Luke Kennard, 15 points, 3 rebounds, and just owns the floor, 94 feet.
And Brown's going, what can I do? What can I do?
5:47 to play in the first half, and I knew it would be an offensive showcase here, Frank, but thought we'd see a little more Jalik Felton, a little less Evan Crow, but it's nonetheless exciting.
And I tell you, for Mullins, although he has 2 fouls, it's not too many, but it's enough to be a little concerned about. You don't want him to get 3 before the halftime.
Conventional 3-point play completed by Kennard, 14 points in the ball game. Luke is a star among stars, and we love seeing him play here. And get your hands ready, Frank.
I was going to take it to the hoop.
You were. You had your hands up. You were ready to receive that pass. And you were open.
I was open.
28-19. Mullins trying to cut into this lead. Franklin has been at arm's length since the first 5 minutes of the ball game. And here's a steal again. That is the 4th steal in the first half by Franklin. Little scoop to the hoop. Missed the shot, but a putback by Evan Crow. He now has 12.
I tell you what, they don't want to go to sleep on Matt Thompson on defense for Franklin, because he's just a guy who gets his hand out there on the front and makes things happen defensively.
And that's good pressure out front. Backdoor cut, though. Blocked shot, but a foul. And Mullins finally beat that trapping defense, but quickness of Franklin to get back and block the shot.
Yeah, Thompson got back. He did block it, but he did get the foul as well.
So a chance at the line for Tyree Platt, a 6'1" freshman, to put it through.
Yeah, Mullins is just not getting their shots down. They're not hitting the shots. 37% is not going to do it against this team.
Yeah, that 2 of 10 from three-point distance, 6 of 17 from the field. So not getting it done from outside the arc, and missed 2 free throws here. So a chance for Mullins to get some free points. Ball's batted out of bounds by Franklin, so the Auctioneers will have it back, but they're having a hard time getting the ball through the cup.
Yeah, I agree. Get some more Jalik involved as far as the shooting of the ball. They're having a hard time getting a handle on it on these passes.
Yeah, Franklin's got hands in the passing lane everywhere, and that's why you've got to take one from that distance outside the NBA line. Here's a foul, or yeah, it was poked out from behind, but it hit the hand of Alex Brown before it exited the floor.
Yeah, and I'm not, Brown's got to be frustrated because it looked kind of like Kennard could have been called for a foul on that with that reach in, but
yeah, poke
he's a
from
great player.
behind.
Yep.
Luke wants it in the high post. He gets it. What Luke wants, Luke gets most times.
And he's not very vocal.
No. He's demonstrative physically, but not very vocal. Here's a pull-up jumper. Bangs hard off the backboard. Rebounded long for Arthur March for Mullins. Mullins in the home white. Blue numbers, red trim. Kick out. Oh, he had Stackhouse open for a three. Hit a three a moment ago. Luke may have fouled that time.
Yep.
They're going to call it on Luke or they're going to call it on Dalaboa. They get Dalaboa after Luke got a hand on the ball. Austin is whistled for the foul, and Coach Bales.
They're going to call it on Kennard.
They are calling it on Kennard?
It'll be
okay.
Kennard's first.
All right. And I thought that was the right call. That was Jake Rosick who whistled the foul.
It seems to me, Alan, Alex Brown's a very good player, but he's having to shoulder too much of the offensive responsibility to try to get the points and get this team in there. I think Jalik has mysteriously been missing offensively. Need to get him in there and working more.
Another missed free throw. Mullins can't give away those free points, especially when you're down 11. They could have gotten 3 or 4 points back at the line right there and got none. Here's Dalaboa, shot blocked from behind. Mullins across the timeline, off to Stackhouse. He'll pull up, fires a distance, and hello! Got a connection. But they're going to call that a 2-point shot. So his foot was on the red line. The white line is the college line. The red line is the high school line.
But he's got a very good outside shot.
Yep.
Ooh.
Maybe have slid that back foot, but Luke, little jab step, gets some separation. Now into the paint, knifes to the hole and lays it up with the left hand.
Brown he doesn't want to get that third foul. He's got to give him some pressure, but not too much.
Good point, Frank. Alan Smothers, Frank Barnhill with you, courtside at America's finest high school holiday basketball tournament, the 33rd annual Beach Ball Classic. This is the second trip for both of these teams. Mullins played in an exhibition game here last year when 2 of the best underclassmen I've ever seen played. Hammond School has got a player named 7th Woods in Columbia. Played Jalik. 7th was in the 9th grade, and Jalik was in the 8th grade last year, and they played in an exhibition game. And we've got a media timeout on the floor. We'll tell you more about it when we come back. Franklin leads Mullins 32-21 here on HTC Sports.
Plans today to attend the Big South Basketball Championships. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South.
Johnny Gardner Law.
I practice primarily family law. In family law, it's really important not only to understand the background and the law behind the case, but also to listen to your client and to understand their goals, their expectations, so you can work together to come to a really great resolution of the case.
Johnny Gardner Law, with offices in Myrtle Beach and Conway. Wherever life takes you, we'll be there.
Under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Mullins has extended, or should I say Franklin has extended their lead out to 11. And Mullins not able to pay off on those free shots, and Luke Kennard continues to pour on the points. Luke now with 18 in the first half, 7 of 13 shooting, 2 of 3 from three-point land and 2 of 3 at the line.
Yeah, it's a superstar when he scores so much people don't even notice much anymore.
Well, now it's 20. Make it 21.
21.
As he dialed up long distance and got a connection. So he's now 3 of 6. So he's over 50% on all of his shots. from every level, from the line,
Incredible.
the lane, and from the field. And the ball is batted away and then thrown off of Alex Brown out of bounds. But they're going to say, yeah, that ball is off of the Auctioneers. It'll belong to the Wildcats. The officials kind of confuse me at times. They give initial indications as though it's going to go the other way. But 48% from the floor for Franklin, 37% for Mullins.
Jalik Felton is now back in the game.
Yeah, he made the first three-point shot he took, and he's missed 2 since. And an up and under by Luke Kennard. He's not scored less than 33 points in any of their games this year.
And he won't tonight either.
No.
Unless he breaks a leg.
He's already at 23. And Franklin is 6-0. And they've won 27 straight league games since Luke arrived at the high school level.
Coincidence? I don't think so.
There's an NBA distance shot by Jalik. That one came out, and going the other way, Evan Crow missed the scoop shot, but it's stolen, gets it back in the lane, lobs it up for Luke. Maybe a little too unselfish that time, Evan.
That's exactly what I was going to say. When you're up in the air and you're 1 foot from the goal, you go for the goal.
Hey, he wants to help.
Yes, he
Luke
does.
pad his stats. Mullins has not scored in about 5 minutes. Been stuck on 21. They were stuck on 19 for a while, and they've been stuck on 21.
And Jalik Felton was out of the game for a few minutes, too.
Jalik is just 1 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 at the line for 5 points. And rattling home a pair. Luke makes it a 39-21 game.
Again, Alex Brown's a great player for Mullins. He's had to shoulder entirely too much of the load. Jalik Felton's got to get involved in taking it to the hoop.
Stackhouse with it now in front of the Franklin bench, lights it from way outside. And that one misses everything. Luke up the left sideline. Gives it to Dalabo ahead of the key. Down the lane right. Up off the window. Too strong. Rebound for Atleta. And a jump ball is going to turn possession over to Mullins.
Atleta is just a big, burly guy in there.
I think he plays football too.
I think so.
I'm just guessing. Just guessing. 39-21. Here's a lob pass up for Alex Brown. Assist Jalik Felton. No more exciting assist in a game than that one right there.
No way.
As Alex Brown had, he was looking down into the basket.
Yeah.
When he caught that ball.
Brown now has 11. He's in double figures.
We're inside a half minute to play. Center jump circle, angle right on the dribble, make that left.
Oh.
And then they say he carried it.
Yeah, palmed it.
We've had that called about a half dozen times in the last 2 days, Frank.
Turned the
You
ball
hardly
over.
ever see the palming violation, but
I thought that was extinct.
yeah,
close to it.
At the high school level, I think you're right. The NBA doesn't have such a rule anymore, I don't think.
Right. No need to even mention that for the NBA.
Right. And speaking of the NBA, as we're down to 20 seconds, the man who started this tournament, now in the NBA, with the LA Lakers, Dan D'Antoni, an assistant to his brother Mike, and he started the Beach Ball Classic 33 years ago when he was the head coach at Sockasty here in Myrtle Beach. Wanted to get some more exposure for his players and invited some of the best teams in America, and finally got Morgan Wooten and DeMatha to make the trip to Sockasty, and that started what is now the best tournament in America. Final seconds. Luke Kennard stops from way outside, airmails the cup, but Franklin holds a 16-point lead at intermission. A quick first half, an exciting first half, and maybe Coach Mark Gerald will get Jalik Felton untracked in the second half because Luke Kennard is on track.
Yes, he is.
Nearly 25 points in the first half of Franklin's 39, and we'll tell you more about it when we come back after this 3-minute timeout to tell you all about the beautiful Grand Strand of South Carolina at Visit Myrtle Beach HTCSports.com. Don't go anywhere, and we thank you for listening and viewing the 33rd Annual Beach Ball Classic at HTC Sports.
My HTC digital cable service connects me to my favorite shows and new release movies with video on demand, so I can watch what I want, when I want. And I can choose from more than 200 channels, including digital cable sports. I'll never miss a play for my favorite team in any season. With HTC, it's a win-win, because HTC connects me with the things that mean the most.
Primetime on demand, including NBC, available free with any HTC set-top box. Call 369-8961.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
The fun in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina always begins at the beach. 60 miles of picture-perfect coastline provide the perfect opportunity to get outside and enjoy the area's #1 attraction absolutely free. Start here to begin your affordable vacation getaway. Earning several honors, including the world's best beach by Yahoo Travel and top family destination by Ask.com, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is renowned for much more than its shoreline. World-class entertainment, endless shopping opportunities, award-winning dining, championship golf, spectacular spas, and family-friendly affordability are never far when visiting the Grand Strand. Spend the day checking out the brand new boardwalk, voted 3rd best boardwalk in the nation by National Geographic. And when the sun goes down, the lights come up in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Host to a vibrant social scene and entertainment options that just don't stop, you can begin a fun night out sampling cosmopolitan cuisine from one of the area's esteemed restaurants, or take your pick from a variety of live action-packed shows showing nightly. If you're longing for a little more peace and quiet where life moves a little slower, check out the distinctly southern moss-draped oak trees at Brook Green Gardens, a National Historic Landmark, or savor locally caught seafood and Carolina Lowcountry cuisine along the Murrells Inlet Marsh Walk. Family-friendly events like the annual Sun Fun Festival, Beach Boogie and Barbecue Festival, a Memorial Day weekend celebration are always sure to impress, providing another free way to enjoy the South Carolina sunshine. And popular water parks, oceanfront amusement parks, and outdoor entertainment complexes keep families coming back year after year. No matter the tempo of your vacation, the Myrtle Beach area has something to offer everyone, combining rich Southern heritage with modern-day appeal to deliver memorable family moments sure to last a lifetime. Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and experience so much more for so much less.
My LTE smartphone from HTC Wireless connects me to friends and family faster than ever with 4G connection speed. And that means faster shopping, sharing on Facebook, uploading photos and videos wherever, whenever. And when my family needs more data on all of our phones and tablets, HTC has a plan for that, connecting me with the things that mean the most.
Switch to HTC Member Connections and save up to $1,000 over 2 years. Call 369-8968.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Well, we hope your Christmas was very, very good, and Santa Claus was good to you, as he always is to me. Brings the Beach Ball Classic every year. So I am a happy camper around December the 26th every year, because I've filled my belly, and usually my stocking's been filled pretty well. No cold this year, Frank. Oh, good. No cold this year.
You've been a good boy.
Yeah, and but they don't call me the bad boy of sports radio for nothing.
That's right.
But been a good year, and of course got a great tournament. Our final first round game between Franklin and Mullins right now is the Kennard and Crow show again. 25 points for Luke Kennard, 12 points for Evan Crow. The only other player who scored was Austin Dalaboa when he found an empty lane to fly down and lay it in. And only 3 players scored, but only 3 players scored for Mullins, Frank.
That's exactly right. And the good news, bad news is Alex Brown is about on pace. 11 points. but he's carrying a lot of the offense. Jalik Felton, actually a little bit of a mystery, Allen, in the first half, scoring-wise. He's a great passer. We've talked about that a lot, and he's thrown some great passes tonight. But he only hit that three-point shot to open the game for them, and then another basket, and really nothing else. And it's not like he can't score, because he's averaging, what, 30 points a game?
Yep, he's averaging 30 points a game. Now, he's not playing the type of defense that Franklin has thrown at him tonight with that trapping double team in the open floor, and they're trying to keep the ball out of his hands a lot, but still, he's got to become more involved in the offense. A
couple of other things stand out from an overall perspective. One is the three-point shots. Percentage-wise in the first half, Franklin hit 45%, 5 out of 11, but here's a bad one for Mullins. 2 from 13 from the three, only 15%. And then when you look at points off turnovers, Franklin 12 points, Mullins none. So a lot of challenges for Mullins in this second half. First of all, I think you got to get Jalik Felton involved offensively as far as scoring. And then, how do you stop Luke Kennard? How do you?
I don't know.
Can you double team? Can you triple team? What can you do?
Well, I mean, he's an adept passer as well, so if you double team him, he's going to find Evan Crow or he's going to find Dalaboa.
They've got plenty of talent.
Yeah, they've got some secondary players, but obviously the prime time player is Luke Kennard, and he showed it in the first half. Our good friend, Howard Garfinkel, came over at halftime and asked how many points he had, and I said 25. He said he'll get 50. He'll get 50 tonight, and his record in the school is 51.
That's right.
And he could surpass that in this game. I have no doubt about it.
And you're doing it in all-star games and great tournament atmospheres, and again, it looks almost effortlessly. This guy's got 25 points in the first half.
Yeah, I tell you what, if you haven't picked up your Dayton Daily News today, up in Franklin, Ohio, a great expose on Luke Kennard. A good story about a good kid. He's the MVP of the Southwestern Buckeye League, and they sent me a T-shirt last year.
Really?
It's got SWBL Champions 2012, 2013, and I wore it to practice this morning. So they sent me one from last year, and Luke, I had a chance to speak to him briefly after practice this morning, and not a more polite and well-spoken kid. I mean, he's not shy. He doesn't shy away from talking to strangers, but very confident in his abilities. And we talked about his football prowess. He threw 30 touchdowns this year as a quarterback on the football team and took his team to the state semifinals. And on the other end, you see we got Jalik Felton. We just need to get him more involved. But I wanted to say a very nice article today by Mark Pendleton of the Dayton Daily News about Luke Kennard and all of the exploits that he has had. He lists his rebound average is over 10, his points over 40, his assists 5.5, 3 steals, 51 points against Edgewood, school record, and his low point of the year against Brookville. Man, they throttled him.
33 points.
33 points.
Yeah, and really, he's a real guy. He's not like a ball hog. You know what I mean? He's not like a guy who just wants the ball all the time. He gets it. He passes it. He gets assists. But he's a special player, and both Coach Bales and the football coach have said he's a once-in-a-lifetime player in those sports at that school. How many times do you ever see that anywhere in America?
And you know what? I talked to Coach Bales before the game. He asked about Mullins, their school. They're a 2A school in South Carolina. I think in Ohio, Franklin is a 3A school, but they have either more classifications or fewer classifications. I think they have more, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't done my homework on the classifications of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, but Mullins is a 2A school, which in South Carolina is around 600 to 800 students.
Right.
And Coach Bale said, well, that's exactly what we have. So very comparable programs, and where they come from. Mullins is one of the top 10 ranked teams in 2A basketball here in South Carolina. And I tell you what, Mark Gerald has got to get Jalik Felton involved here in the second half, or Luke Kennard and Evan Crow are going to run these guys out of the gym.
That's exactly right. I mean, that's all there is to it. And it's going to be hard anyway, because I asked the question a few moments ago, and I don't know if anybody can answer it, is even if you get things cranked up offensively for Jalik Felton,
Yep.
what are you going to do about
How do
Kennard?
you stop Kennard? And I'm going to tell you, I used to coach. I was with Dan D'Antoni for 15 years at Socastee High School. And when you run up against a Kenny Anderson, who we played when I coached at Socastee, or you know, even in high school, Kwame Brown was hard to stop. Raymond Felton was an amazing offensive player, but you know, it's hard to even devise a plan to stop them because you can take away the jump shot, he'll beat you on the dribble drive. If you take away, you know, his dribble drive, he's going to just step back to 24 feet and bury it. As Franklin has the basketball to begin the second half, cross quarter to Evan Crow. He'll light it from three-point distance, and Luke Kennard battles for the rebound, comes down with it, and is handcuffed.
And
Jump
ball.
ball. Yep. Jake Rosick, Coach Bales thought had whistled a foul against Mullins, but a tie-up will turn it over to the Auctioneers.
And I was just about to say, if there's any one area maybe you can make a difference, it's in turnovers.
Absolutely. They've got to force Franklin into some unforced turnovers, or into some forced turnovers, I should say. They've got to get them turning the basketball over to them, and here's a dribble drive by Evan Crow, the 6'3 junior. And he now has 20, I believe.
They've got a great
15.
They've got a great 1-2 knockout punch with those guys for sure.
Absolutely. 14 points for Crow. I'm going to keep my halftime stat sheet here, and Crow or Matt Thompson with a steal ahead to Kennard. Look out! Little double pump scoop shot up and under.
Incredible.
27 points for Luke Kennard, and he seems to make it in all, you know, in every possible way he gets the ball up and over.
And again, Brown in an untenable position.
Now Franklin has switched their defense here. They've gone from that trap
to the man,
to the actually a zone. It was a 3-2 zone, and they had extended their trapping man-to-man defense in the open floor in the first half, and now Mullins finally gets on the board, and they're going full court man pressure. But that's not going to bother Luke Kennard. He stops and pops.
Wow.
3-point shot. I mean, I'm running out of adjectives, Frank. I'm serious. I'm running out of great things to say.
You know, it's happening so often, it just looks normal now. It just looks normal.
Yep.
It doesn't even look superlative. It just looks normal for him.
21-point lead now for Franklin as they've scored 5 of the first 7. And Jalik Felton had it take a trip around the cylinder and come out.
Well, the bad thing is, even Felton, you can't camp out and just cook three-pointers all night long.
Missed shot by Crow. Rebound on the weak side by Felton, and it's stripped out from behind. And it's last touched by Felton.
You know, Felton epitomized exactly what's been happening with the Mullins offense. They've been just out of control,
yep.
Especially in the second half so far.
And Franklin's hands are everywhere.
Yep.
And there's the trap in the backcourt. Felton with a steal, underhands it to Brown. Brown hits the bucket, and he'll get a free shot. Nice pass by Jalik Felton. I tell you what, as impressed as I am by his offensive game, I think I'm more impressed by his passing. I mean,
absolutely.
And that's what I said about his uncle. Raymond Felton was maybe the best passer. He and Ramon Sessions from right here in Myrtle Beach, players that have played in this Beach Ball Classic, maybe their best attribute was the way they passed the ball and involved their teammates.
I've seen few players who can pass like he can, really.
And a nice double pump. Rebound for Mullins. And that was Javarius Smith. Brown, beautiful bullet across the lane to Malik McGill. So trying to cut into it. Another steal for Jalik Felton. Cross courts it. And a foul committed by Evan Crow on the pass.
Well, they're way behind, but a little momentum push here for Mullins. But you got to get a little before you get a lot.
That's right. They were down 21. They've scored 5 straight. Made it a 16-point game. And Jalik has gotten 2 steals in the backcourt. He's just kind of playing center field and intercepted the cross-court passes. Here's Brown. He's handcuffed by Luke Kennard.
And that's going to be a 2. And his second foul.
Wow, I thought he might have been outside the arc on that attempt. It's a 2-point shot.
Well, you're right. If you're going to call that, why not call the 3?
Yeah, I thought he was beyond the arc, but maybe he was on the red line. So Alex Brown will shoot twice. He arches the first one up, and he finally settles one.
Yeah, he's been doing yeoman's work for them, really, in this game tonight, because he's been the main core offensively.
Squeezes off round 2, bullseye. So he's now 5 of 7 at the foul line.
Oop.
And they get the turnover.
Wow.
Thompson thought he was forced out of bounds on the far sideline, but the official says he dribbled it out of bounds, and now Brian Bales wants a timeout. With 13:04 to play in the basketball game, Mullins makes a quick turnaround. They've scored 7 straight, and they'll have the ball after this timeout. Frank, now that's the way things are going to have to go. Keep the ball out of Kennard's hands and get some turnovers in the backcourt.
And that's exactly what we said. That's the only way we saw that they could get back into this game legitimately. And, of course, hey, we said it started happening, right?
Yep, Mullins has outscored Franklin 9-7 here in the second half and is shooting 60% on 3 of 5 from the floor. Franklin is 3 of 6. So, and the points off turnovers have
changed
a little bit. It was 12-0. Now it's 16-5.
That's right. Of course, Luke Kennard with 30 points, and he's got 5 rebounds, so he's on his way to that 10, almost maybe 10 rebound game.
Yep, he's got 5, and I'll tell you what, 30 points. Now you can say he has made some spectacular plays in this ball game, but that 30 points is about as quiet a 30,
really,
as you'll see.
Yeah,
I mean, he's done it from every distance and in every possible way. He scored on slashes, he scored on rebound putbacks, hit several threes, 4 of them, as a matter of fact.
That's right.
And he's just
he's an all-around All-American, isn't he?
Yep, no question about it. And we're lucky that we're going to have him here for another year, this year and next. But his uncle is a businessman here in Myrtle Beach and well connected with the city council, and which is why we got him here in the first place. And nice offensive rebound for Mullins. That one.
That was McGill again.
Yep.
He's been very busy.
McGill was sick all day. He's in the bed. Coach Gerald told me he was in bed all day long, but said he was ready to go, and in and out. And there's McGill again.
Wow.
McGill.
He's been incredible with the rebounds.
Takes the ball in the open court. Here's Jalik for 3. We've got a whistle away from the ball. That one was on Malik. He was probably pushing off to get rebounding position. They wave off the shot.
That was his first foul.
And the 21-point lead has been cut by a touchdown. And here's Luke to the baseline, up and under, and he rebounds his own miss.
Wow. And bounced it off the Mullins player's leg.
Oh. That kid is everywhere.
He's smart. He quietly goes about doing the job of a champion.
And I tell you what, the expression on his face never changes.
Nope. He'd
never
be a good
changes.
poker player.
Yep. Another couple of jab steps, 3 in the air. This one off the heel of the rim, and it's tracked down by Franklin. But it's stolen by Mullins. And then Luke is called for the foul. Said he pushed Malik McGill. McGill's got a determined look on his face. That is the 3rd foul. But we've got a media timeout on the floor with Franklin. Lead is dwindled to 14, but they're still at arm's length from the Auctioneers of Mullins in the 33rd Annual Beach Ball Classic on HTC4.
Plans today to attend the Big South Basketball Championships. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South.
My HTC digital cable service connects me to my favorite shows and new release movies with video on demand, so I can watch what I want, when I want, and I can choose from more than 200 channels, including digital cable sports. I'll never miss a play for my favorite team in any season. With HTC, it's a win-win, because HTC connects me with the things that mean the most.
Primetime on demand, including ABC, available free with any HTC set-top box. Call 369-8961.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
The Wildcats hold a 14-point lead in the final first-round game of the Beach Ball Classic. And Luke Kennard and Evan Crow have scored all but 2 of the points by the Wildcats in this ball game. They've scored all of the points by the Cats here in the second half.
One better stat for Mullins than in the first is their overall shooting percentage in the second half. Went from 33% in the first half. In the second half, they're at 60%, although they've only shot a few times.
Mullins, there's a jet pass across the paint, and it's batted out again by Malik McGill.
Wow, great hands in there offensively on the board.
Here's Brown dialing up long distance. Hello! 10 straight points scored by Mullins. It was a 21-point game at 46-25, and Mullins has scored 10 straight and gets a steal in the backcourt.
The turnovers are bringing them back. And Alex Brown has 19, going for 22.
That's the 7th. In and out, back in again! 13 straight by Mullins.
22 now for Alex Brown.
7 turnovers and almost another one by the Wildcats. Bounce pass across the lane. Ball too strong, but it spins back in. I thought it was going to go out, but the iron was kind this time for Alan Watkins.
Well, the recipe has been the only way to get back turnovers, and that's exactly what they're doing. And they're gaining confidence offensively again now.
Mullins is trying to go back, Franklin back to that trap, but it's out of a zone this time. 3 in the air, rainbow! Wow. Alex Brown with 3 straight three-point shots, and it's a 7-point ball game. They've cut it by 2 touchdowns in the last 5 minutes. Offensive foul. No, they're saying it's a defensive foul. I thought for sure that Campbell was going to call the offensive foul. They're going to score the bucket and send
Jake Daniels
to the line.
Jake Daniels, if you please.
How about that?
Wow. You know, we're talking about the All-Americans, the All-Stars, and Alex Brown says, hey, don't forget about me here, guys.
Jake Daniels and Alan Watkins get their first buckets here in the second half, and that may have been the 5th foul on Malik McGill, and he has been the catalyst behind this comeback with all of his offensive rebounds.
Yeah, he and the turnovers, with the rebounds and the turnovers, have made a big difference in the second half.
Conventional 3-point play completed by Jake Daniels, the 6-foot junior from Franklin, Ohio. The Wildcats stem the tide for the moment. 51-41. Another 3. Alex Brown. Bang! Wow! Alex Brown has come alive. Shooting lights out here in the second half, and that one almost did hit a light.
He shoots the rainbow, and it's so beautiful when it goes in.
And that one was just a little bit short. Grazes the cup into the hands of Alex Brown. Bet he gets another one here. At least puts one up. A spin by Stackhouse. He loses the ball as he loses his balance.
Well, interesting that Franklin does not have Kennard in the game right now. Mullins is making the comeback.
Yep. They're going to get him ready for the stretch run. They'll put him back in at the 8-minute media timeout, I'm sure. We're at 9.5. Jalik hanging one-hander off the front, gets his own rebound, sticks it back in. Wow.
That's one of the few times we've seen him go inside tonight to try to make something happen.
And Mark Gerald wants a timeout. The Mullins Auctioneers are 7-3 on the year, and they're bidding to give Franklin their first loss of the season. But it's a 5-point ball game. It was a 21-point game about 6 minutes ago.
Well, you know, you hand the ball to Kennard, he dials it up. If he doesn't do it, Crow does. Neither one, they've been quiet now for the last 5 minutes of the ball game. And it has allowed, the turnovers have allowed Mullins to be able to gain some confidence offensively and to play harder offensively.
There's the star of the last 5 minutes for the Auctioneers, Alex Brown. He has nailed them from the bonus sphere from all over the floor.
You know, and it's not like he's fresh, Allen. He's played the entire game.
Yep. Yeah, Mullins has had 2 players play the entire game. Alex Brown 1, and McGill until he fouled out a moment ago. 51-46. Luke Kennard's back in the ball game, and he directs the offense. He knifes into the paint, kicks it out for Dalaboa, gets it back on the baseline, kisses it off the glass.
There you go, point number 32.
Back in the ball game for 10 seconds, and he's back in the score sheet.
Yeah, didn't take long.
53-46. Jalik Felton trying to spread this Franklin defense out now. Dribbles across the top. Directs some traffic in the paint. Wants a little ball screen head of the key. Gets it. Pull up behind the double team, and Luke Kennard cleans the glass. Kennard lights it from distance. Bang! Wow. That rest did him good. He's got 35 now. Alex wants it, but he's being blanketed by Matt Thompson.
Thompson's played very good defense tonight.
And they step out of bounds and give it back to Franklin. And
there's something you can't afford to do if you're Mullins.
No. Give it back to Franklin, uncontested, really. He stepped out of bounds, and Jake Rosick. Now, Alex contends he was forced out of bounds by Thompson and wanted the whistle the other way. Here's a backdoor cut. Evan Crow runs into the defender.
What are they calling?
And that's an offensive foul on Crow, and we've got a media timeout with 7:58 to play. And a 10-point ball game again. It had gotten down to 5, but guess who showed up? Number 10,
yeah.
And he scored 5 straight to make it a 10-point ball game again. The Wildcats will retreat to defense when we return to the 33rd annual Beach Ball Classic on HTC Sport.
Plans today to attend the Big South Basketball Championships. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South.
Johnny Gardner Law.
What interested me in personal injury law is helping people out, and particularly people that get hurt through no fault of their own. And if you've ever been through that process, it's very stressful, and it feels good to be able to help someone out and get them through a tough time.
Johnny Gardner Law, with offices in Myrtle Beach and Conway. Wherever life takes you, we'll be there.
Luke Kennard, 35 points, and he put a halt to that Mullins Auctioneer comeback as soon as he entered the ball game a moment ago.
And Alex Brown, 17 points for Mullins in the second half. He's got 28.
I want to say welcome again to my friends in Ohio, Franklin, Cincinnati, Dayton area. Here's a pull-up by Jalik. Heel of the rim too strong. Rebound Dalaboa, but made some good friends from Franklin last year. They had a big crowd listening, watching the broadcast last year, and Coach Bales said they have even more watching us this year. And so welcome to Myrtle Beach, Ohioans. And you know you've got a big fan in me, Alan Smothers, because grew up a Cincinnati Reds fan. Loved listening to WLW, the nation station, for many years. And there's another. Alex Brown, three-point shot. And we've got a foul after the shot on Franklin.
Wow.
That's on Evan Crow. It's going to be Mullins' ball. They're going to count the bucket, and it's a 7-point ball game.
So Alex Brown now has 31 points to Kennard's 35.
And I take that back. They called the foul on McGill. I thought he fouled out.
No, McGill did not. He was just out for arrest.
Okay. McGill is called for the personal, and that one is around and out on the scoop shot by Kennard, and it looks like he bumped knees. There's a steal by Crow. Back to Kennard. Hurt or not, he scores the 2.
He's now at 37, and not far from the average now.
Used to love listening to Willie Cunningham at night on WLW. We got a travel by Jalik Felton.
Actually on Alex Brown.
Or was it on Brown on the pass?
Well, he was thinking about taking the 3 again, Alan, and
Okay.
then hesitated and was going to pass it.
Well,
at this point, I don't know if it's bad for him to take a 3.
Exactly. But loved listening to all my late night broadcasts out of Cincinnati, Ohio. The Queen City is one of my favorite cities in the world.
I still find it funny that if you want to fly into and out of Cincinnati, you're actually doing it in Kentucky.
That's right. That's right. I love the waterfront over in Kentucky. Matter of fact, that's where I stay most of the time when I head to Cincinnati, is in Covington.
Covington, Kentucky.
That's right. So, Austin Dalaboa. And a timeout on the floor to the Franklin Wildcats. So that'll give me a chance to say thank you to all the folks again for tuning in at beachballclassic.com or HTC Sports, HTC Cable Channel 4, at htcconnect.com. If you ain't watching, you ain't trying, Frank.
That's right. It's been a very interesting game. It was a runaway for the longest time. But Alex Brown, as much as I said they need to have somebody else, they need to have Jalik Felton really get the ball and work it some and take some of the offensive pressure off Alex Brown. He's not only maintained it, he's enhanced his position as the guy responsible for the points because he's lighting it up.
I tell you what, I'd love to see Jalik get more involved, but Alex Brown is shouldering all of this offense right now, and a furious three-point shooting barrage by Alex Brown has 28 points.
Actually 31 now.
31 after that last 3. That's right. He is 5 of 10 from three-point distance. Wide open. Talk about a no-look bullet pass from Luke Kennard to Jordan Adletta. And Adletta scores for the first time in the ball game. Adletta, that's his first shot he's taken. Up top to Alex Brown. Now he may have to shoot more of those threes. Nice jump stop. Oh no, they called the travel. I thought that was a legal jump stop. And then you can get another step to the hole. You can jump stop and take one more step to the hole, but the jump stop is considered one step.
I think it just didn't pass the look test for some reason right there.
Yeah, Roscoe Campbell didn't like the eyeball test. Nice steal, blocked from behind. Lead pass for Jalik. Stop and go. Round the back dribble. Back outside. Nizon Powell has the ball stripped away from him, but knocked out of bounds by Matt Thompson.
Well, this is a good experience for Jalik Felton to get this caliber of defense playing against him, to know what he's got to do with his game.
Franklin, a good defensive team, not a great defensive team, but when they slap that double team on you in the open floor, boy, it's about as good. Adletta with a rebound, hands it to Luke. Kennard brings it to the front court, kicks it over to Crow. 3 for Crow, airmails the bucket. Ball is rebounded, and that's going to be it. No, not a steal. I thought for sure.
Whoa!
What a move! Oh! There's Jalik Felton in all of his glory.
That was the posterization, right? Well, it wasn't posterization, but it was a fantastic play.
That was
all the things he can do at one time.
Reel.
Yeah,
That's
it was.
exactly
it was a highlight
right.
reel.
That's exactly right. That's all that he can do in one move. And Luke Kennard was trying to draw a foul.
He thought he got one.
So he threw it up wildly. Did have an auctioneer draped on him. But now Alex Brown hangs and fires with a right hand. Doesn't get the friendly roll. Rebound, though, to Malik. Malik, again, back to Brown. Puts it up, and it rolls in for him.
Wow.
With the left hand. We've got a 7-point game again. Adletta to Dalaboa. Dalaboa has it blocked from behind.
Jalik Felton.
Felton rose up and whipped it off the backboard. Here's Brown downtown. Too short on this one. There is Malik again. Malik McGill is double teamed and
Javarius Smith.
And then
32.
Oh, it was Javarius
Yeah.
Smith? Okay, I thought it was Malik McGill, 23, but instead, you're right, Javarius Smith, number 32, and wow, Mullins, hey, you can't fault their effort.
No, you really can't.
Cannot fault their effort. They are playing about as hard as they can, but this Franklin team keeps them at arm's length. And we've got a 30-second timeout, but that is going to extend to a full with 4:07 to play in the ball game. It's a 7-point Wildcat lead when we come back for the final 4 minutes. This is our final media timeout, and Franklin trying to devise a way to keep Alex Brown from scoring again. We'll tell you about it when we return to the 33rd Annual Beach Ball Classic on HTC Sports.
Team, you guys are doing a heck of a job. And don't forget, we got the Big South Championships coming up, and we're all going to head to Myrtle Beach. Road trip! Come on!
Rock the beat.
Don't miss Myrtle Beach Madness. Make your plans now to attend the Big South Basketball Championships March 4 through 9. Everything you need is at visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South. See you at the beach.
Four and some change left here in the final first-round game of the 33rd Annual Beach Ball Classic, America's finest high school holiday basketball tournament. Franklin looking for their 48th win in their last 53 outings. But Mullins with a chance to cut this 7-point lead with Jalik Felton in the backcourt.
Alan, another thing Mullins has done well in the second half they didn't do in the first is they're crashing the boards on offense and getting more rebounds off the missed shots, enabling them to get more shots taken.
Jalik lights it from distance. Too strong, but it's rebounded by Malik McGill, but he can't get the putback to slide through for him. He was above the bucket, but couldn't get the right English off the window. Luke may have gotten away with a extra step right there, but he pulls up, splashes the net from about 10 feet.
Yeah, you just can't give him anything because he's going to take just about whatever he wants.
He's got 39 now, 15 of 26 shooting.
And I don't know that he would say it's been a great night for him either.
Probably not, although his percentages are just astronomical.
Wow.
Brown thought he was fouled on that three-point shot by Thompson. Barely grazed the iron and goes out of bounds untouched. So the Wildcats will control 94 feet away. Winner moves on for a date with Bishop Laughlin out of New York City. Edwin Gonzalez's team won the first quarterfinal, or excuse me, the last game in the first round. And Alex Brown with a hand check.
Oh, yeah.
They just don't call that anymore.
No, they don't.
And that bothers me. You know,
wow, Kennard.
Kennard tries to throw it off an auctioneer. Wow. And then Dalaboa gets the steal, gives it back to Luke, and he lays it in. 41 now, equals his last game.
He's hit his average, too.
That's right.
His average is 41.
His average is 41 points a game. That's just, I mean, that's just funny to say, isn't it?
Oh, yes,
He's averaging 41 points.
Yes. Dillaboa.
Austin has it blocked, but he gets,
it's going to be
draws
Brown.
the foul on Alex Brown.
Well, Brown hasn't fouled since, since earlier, so he only has, they're calling it his second personal.
Fourth team foul against Mullins, but the college game is going to the freedom of movement. They're saying that's not just a new rule. It is calling the old rule, finally executing the rule, if you will. But in high school, hand check is a foul. It has always been a foul.
I would agree.
It's been a foul since the beginning of time.
That's driven me nuts, too.
Man, and I've, as a coach, you sit on the bench and you yell, hand check, and they just don't call it.
Nope, they don't. You're right.
I mean, he molested Luke on that drive.
Well, and that's why they should call it, because you shouldn't be allowed to have that advantage over the player with the ball.
I mean, now, Franklin doesn't need the extra help.
Well, you know, it's akin to an interference call in football.
Exactly.
It's an interference.
Exactly right. Jalik Felton with Austin Dalaboa spread out in front of him. Nice interior feed to McGill, to Smith. Smith just can't seem to dial it in.
No, he can't.
His radar is off tonight.
Tyree Platt, that was a nice pass inside by him, though.
Certainly was. Interior pass across the lane. And Mullins has, I think, their last gasp.
Yep.
As Franklin calls timeout with a 12-point lead, and Luke Kennard sat down on that last dead ball.
Yeah.
So that may have been a timeout to get him back in, or just to, set the situation. Brian Bales is saying that now Luke Kennard is now in the top 10 all-time scoring in a game.
Tied at 41 with a guy named Jeff Lebo. You ever heard of him?
I think I've heard of Jeff Lebo. Yeah, I have. And Mike Zack, who was very good in his own right. He could stroke it from downtown, from South Lakes, Virginia. He played with Grant Hill.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Grant Hill, one of the, I think, top 5 players ever. And there's a push.
Yep.
That was a foul by Evan Crow, and they didn't call it. But Jalik Felton with a right hand. Wow. Hanger.
Interesting pull-up when he did, but it worked.
Yep. Yeah, 41 ties him for number 9 on the all-time list.
I've got a feeling he's not finished.
No, if he gets to 50, that will break the record. Mike Bibby has the 2 top scoring outputs in one game in this tournament. He scored 48 in the semifinals and 45 in the finals.
Yeah, he was incredible.
For Shadow Mountain out of Phoenix, Arizona. And, I don't consider him in my top 5.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, he has the top 2. And Howard Garfinkel got all over me last year about that. Luke, I think, does belong in my top 5. Certainly top 10 without question. Here's Crow, double teamed, almost a steal.
Wow.
But they get it back to Luke, into the lane. Nice bullet pass across the paint. And that's an easy 2 for Austin Dalaboa. 67-55, Brown outside for Stackhouse. Rainbow 3, missed everything. And now Luke's going to slow it down. We're inside a minute. Luke may not get to the record, but he's going to be right there. He set lots of records last year for scoring for the entire tournament. And we've got a whistle. And Mullins needed the stoppage of the clock running out, and that foul was called on Tyree Platt. Sideline left is where Evan Crow inbounds to Luke. Kennard is fouled by Stackhouse in the backcourt. And that'll put him in the 1-1. First team to get to the bonus in either half.
And if he gets the 1-1, he'll be tied with Kobe Bryant for the 6th most in any game.
And he did that twice. Kobe Bryant from Lower Merion outside of Philadelphia.
Did you get an idea he might score a lot in the NBA later?
Yeah, Kobe's still scoring.
Yes, he is.
Well, not currently,
well, right?
but he will score again.
Yes, he will.
I promise you.
That first one's good, so he's up to 42.
And so now he's tied with Todd Conley out of Elkhorn City in Kentucky. And bounce pass. I love a bounce pass. And it gets Javaris Smith, or actually Tyree Platt, open for the easy 2. And we're inside a half minute now. And if Luke goes back to the line, he can pass Kobe Bryant.
That's true.
With 2.
And take him up to tied for 3rd.
That's right. So, and I'm going to tell you what, those 3 guys right there, maybe not household names, but they were fabulous players.
Bracy Wright was incredible, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Marcus Green from Wilmington, North Carolina Christian School, and Andy Pinnock, who I loved from Pleasure Ridge Park out of Louisville, Kentucky. Certainly not the cachet of Kobe Bryant.
No, but
they outscored Kobe.
That's right.
In this tournament, anyway.
The first one's no good.
No good. Luke, what are you doing to us?
You're killing us here.
We're trying to give you some more accolades, my friend. And there's a rain-making three-point shot.
Well, they got a rebound.
Yeah, he's one away from a double-double.
Yep, sure is.
He had 18 rebounds in his last game. He's got 9 here now.
Well, he may not get all the way up, but he's passed a few names like, I don't know, Kevin Garnett, B.J. Mackey, Antoine Jamison, L.J. Peak.
B.J. Mackey, just the all-time leading scorer at the University of South Carolina.
Right. Jason Kidd. I mean, Kenny Anderson. No names.
Amateurs.
Yeah.
Amateurs.
You're right.
Compared to Luke Kennard.
Well, they say he's got a future in the NBA.
No, there's no question about it. He would be one that would be drafted out of high school if that were allowed.
Already gets that point.
So now at 42, tied with Todd Connolly. Or was that 43?
I think that was 43.
I think it was 43, and now 44. So he has passed Kobe Bryant. 45?
Really?
Wayne White says 45.
Wow.
So that ties him for the second highest scoring output in tournament history.
Wow.
45 points. They may have given him one from earlier just for the heck of it. Just for his appearance. He gets a point. Jalik with 5 seconds. Loads it, fires, too strong, ball batted out, and that's the ball game. So a 45-point performance ties him with Mike Bibby for the second all-time highest scoring game in tournament history. Luke Kennard leads the Franklin Wildcats to a 71-57 victory over the Mullins Auctioneers, but that was a tight one for a few moments. They got it down to 5 with the Alex Brown three-point shooting exhibition.
It was incredible.
And now our broadcast colleague, Caroline Springs, is going to go grab Brian Bales, and we'll talk to him when we return about the Franklin Wildcats victory here on HTC Sports.
My LTE smartphone from HTC Wireless connects me to friends and family faster than ever with 4G connection speed. And that means faster shopping, sharing on Facebook, uploading photos and videos wherever, whenever. And when my family needs more data on all of our phones and tablets, HTC has a plan for that, connecting me with the things that mean the most.
Switch to HTC Member Connections and save up to $1,000 over 2 years. Call 369-8968.
HTC. This is life. Connect with it.
Congratulations, here's your prize, and you get to connect all of this stuff all by yourself. But there will be no crying when you call the man. 845-2760 is the number.
And I'll take care of you.
Be a part of Myrtle Beach Madness. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South.
Back inside the Lambeau Arena in the Myrtle Beach Convention Center, Alan Smothers along with my good friend Frank Barnhill. And courtside, we're going to send it to our good friend Caroline Springs in a moment. But what I want to know is what's wrong with Luke Kennard. Only 9 rebounds tonight.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I mean, no double-double. 45 points, though, the second all-time output in a single game. And he, along with Brian Bales, is with Caroline Springs.
I'm here with Coach Bales and Luke Kennard. Congratulations on the win, guys. How does it feel after a win? It was a really aggressive second half. So how does it feel?
Well, we're honored to be here. We love coming here to the Beach Ball Classic, and to get our first win down here in the first round against a very good Mullins team. We're excited as can be. I know there's a lot of people back home watching, so we want to say hello, and we're just really proud of our guys for this win.
And Luke, you played a great game tonight. You really led the team. Record high points. Congratulations to you. How does it feel?
It's a good feeling. I couldn't have accomplished that without the team and the coaches. We came out with a good game plan, and I think we really executed that well. But like I said, I know I don't take full credit for that. You know, we got to give some credit to my teammates.
Yeah, y'all all played well tonight. Looking forward to seeing y'all play again. Are you scared about competition at all in the coming week?
No, not really. You know, we just got to come out here and just do what we do. You know, we just have to make the main thing, and like Coach Bell says, we just have to win the next one.
All right, well, congratulations on the win tonight. It's good talking to you guys. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Caroline, and great folks from Ohio watching, and tremendous performance. I'm choked up by it, by Luke Kennard and Brian Bales. Now, here's what I want to know, and I see the white sleeve on the right arm of Luke Kennard. Isn't he a left-hander?
Yeah, you're right.
What's he need to warm his right arm for?
Well, I tell you, we expected a matchup of two great players tonight, and we kind of got it in the end. It wasn't exactly the two we thought.
Yeah.
It was Kennard for sure, and Alex Brown. Can't really say enough about him. 33 points, 9 rebounds. And he was incredible for them, just not quite enough in the end for them. But Luke Kennard, everything he was advertised to be and then some, just incredible.
Well,
incredible
Batman needs a Robin, right?
Yep.
And Luke Kennard had it tonight with Evan Crow. He scored 14 points, but he dished out 4 assists and also grabbed 3 rebounds. Unfortunately for Mullins, Superman didn't show up.
Yep.
Robin did.
Yep.
Jalik Felton is their Superman, averaging 31 points a game. He only scored 11 tonight, but Robin picked up the slack. And Alex Brown, the senior, 11 of 23 for 33 points and 9 rebounds.
And you hit it on the head. I think if you're Mullins, you figure Kennard's going to get a lot of points. Don't know how many, but he's going to get a lot. You got to have Felton scoring a lot. And if Felton's not scoring a lot, you're in trouble.
Absolutely.
So they were actually, in my mind, kind of fortunate to be as close as they were in the end.
Frank did a great job, my friend.
Thank you. You too, brother.
Thank you. Last 2 games, Frank Barnhill with us here from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That's going to wrap up round 1, day 2 here for the Beach Ball Classic's 33rd edition. And tomorrow night is going to be a great matchup between Bishop Loughlin out of New York City and the Franklin Wildcats. Mullins will take on Norcross out of Georgia tomorrow afternoon in the consolation round. But we'll be back to bring it all to you in the winner's bracket right here on HTC Sports. For the entire Lucky Dog Television Productions crew and my broadcast partners, Frank Barnhill and Caroline Springs, I'm Ellen Smothers saying your final score, the Franklin Wildcats out of Franklin, Ohio, 71, and the Mullins, South Carolina Auctioneers, 57. So long, everybody.